Hello and welcome to the first episode of Inside Luxury or Inside the Wealthy World. Still do not have a name for that, but I thought it's a funny idea to share my experience in the five-star superior hotel world with you. So my name is Jonas. I'm working more than 6 years in a five-star or in the five-star superior hotel in Europe. I think it's one of the most prestigious hotels in the world, definitely in Europe, a rich history and a lot of interesting guests. And I think it might be funny and interesting for some people what I've learned from the rich, from our guests, what I've learned from my personal growth and what you can learn for your personal growth. Or you are here just for some funny stories from the hotel. Okay, let's dive in. Today I would love to start with the start. How do you get in a five-star hotel? How is that parallel world possible for you if you do not have any family background of hoteliers? If you do not have wealthy parents who can afford an expensive university for you and have the connections, if you are someone who's coming from outside, from a little village like me with no connections, no background, just is interested in this abstract and funny world. And where do you start? And what can you expect? Okay, here I can only talk for Germany. We have a dual system of studying. Either you go to the university or you apply for a apprenticeship, which is a traineeship, lasts for 3 years. You work and you have university or school at the same time. And a lot of hotels do provide this. Also luxury hotels, especially luxury hotels, provide this special apprenticeship. It's free and you get money for it, which is even better. You do not have to pay for the studying. So you learn and you get work experience at the same time. And especially in the luxury hotel, of course, a lot of people, young people, would love to do that there. And as you can imagine, they got a lot of applies. But lucky you, we live in 2026. Generation X or, excuse me, Generation Alpha or Gamma or I don't know the name, it doesn't want to work anymore. So if you are interested right now, it's the perfect opportunity for you to start in a luxury hotel. There has never been a better chance than right now. Okay, you apply for a so-called apprenticeship. I just can talk for Germany, Austria and Switzerland. And as you can imagine, as I told you, there are a lot of applies for the hotel. So when I applied back in 2020, there have been more than 850 people who applied for 20 open positions. Long story short, they chose me randomly because 10 out of these 20 positions, I can tell you right now, are already given for insider, people with the connections with the hotel, come from rich families, come from hotelier families. So actually you're applying half of them. How to get in, what is really important to get that, I will talk about this in another episode. But long story short, they took me and I got applied. Surprise, surprise. Wow, I was really happy. So when you are starting, and you can believe me, I had no idea about luxury world. I have never been inside a luxury hotel, never been inside a 3 Michelin star restaurant, never talked to a famous person, or never saw a famous person in my life. And all these in this world is opening for you. So I remember my first day. I came with a suit, and I closed both buttons at the suit, which is terribly wrong. If you're still doing it, don't do it. It's a huge mistake. In terms of fashion, you just close one button of the sacco of the suit. Okay, so young Jonas was walking inside there, closing 2 buttons, which shows everyone which shows to everyone who sees you, this guy does not even have a clue how to wear a suit. Still, people do it today. Usually it's IT or security in my experience, but if you still do it, don't do it. Only one button, okay? So, walking inside there, the first week I had an orientation week, which is an onboarding process for the 5-star world, or special hotel, special onboarding process, special guests. You have to get briefed really good in behavior, in how to talk, what not to say, how to be a host, which is the most important thing you have to have if you want to work in a luxury world, not even hotel, in a luxury world. Hospitality is the most important skill you can have, and you can learn it as well, which is the nice part as well. So maybe I give you an advice if you have a business meeting, or if you have wealthy persons around you, or if you have persons around you which are in the luxury world, what not to talk about and which topics to avoid. It's quite simple. Do not talk about money. Do not talk about politics. Do not talk about religion. And relationship as well, I would avoid. So these 4 things are forbidden. Do not talk about this. Also, with strangers in your private life, trust me, it makes you more attractive if you avoid these topics in the beginning with a new person, or if you are in contact with a new person. And do not even think about it to talk about this in a business meeting. If your if the other person starting about, for example, money, just say yes or no, but avoid to talk about it. Oh yeah, that's quite expensive. If you're talking about this in a luxury hotel, the guest will think, okay, but we are here in a luxury hotel. It is everything expensive. So what you think about, you know what, you get the point. So avoid these 3 topics. And my onboarding went quite well, I would say. So my first touch point with the hotel was the stewarding. My first department where I started, where I had to say hello to the guests, was the plates of the guests. I was washing them for more than 2 months, day in and day out. And actually it wasn't that bad. I mean, I was still flashed by the entering this parallel world. And you are in the kitchen. In my first week, when I started working in the stewarding, a chef said to me, Jonas, when you go out of the hotel hungry, you make something wrong. There's always food in the hotel. And especially when you work in the stewarding, get along really good with the chefs, there's always food for you, and there's always quality food for you, because usually the chefs are in the kitchen for the restaurants, you know. If you are washing the dishes in the Michelin star restaurant, 1 or 2 or 3 stars, I was washing dishes in a 2-star Michelin restaurant, you get, at the end of the shift, 2 Michelin star restaurant food, which is even nicer, which makes the cleaning the plates a bit more, well, let's say, better, tastier. And it was not the work which I loved the most. It was to be around the people, because the people who work in a 5-star property are usually the funniest people I ever met. You have to be a bit crazy if you work in this environment. Who is working in a 5-star hotel? You have a ton of different characters, and I think it's the most underrated boost to make friends if you move in a new city, start working in a hotel, and you will make a lot of new friends immediately in a 5-star hotel, because the staff is the best friends you have. You work shifts together, you work when other people go to bed, you work when other people party, and you have free when other people work. So nowadays, who does want that? No one anymore does not want that. And this is why it makes it so much more special and better to work in a 5-star superior hotel, because the advantage is on your side. Okay, I think it's enough for the day. In the next episode, I will continue with my journey. If you enjoyed this episode, then like it, please, and see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.